Hello everyone, this is Fantasy-esque and welcome back to Season 3 of Luminous Clan in ClanGen, the Warrior Cats clan generated game. When we left off in the last episode, we were on Moon 171. We are now on a Moon 187, which means it has been 16 moons in the time that we have been away. And let me tell you guys, a lot has happened, especially politically. We have had a lot of political turbulence and strife, but I said we were going to come back when we had some good news in the form of a pregnancy, and that is exactly why we are back. Aside from that, another good news is that we are no longer under the troublesome reign of Godzillastar and are now walking towards a road of peace under a new leader. So hopefully we'll get to see, how things go in that regard, especially when we check out the leader's den to see how the hostilities are going. But I think we are still under a war right now. But I literally have 3 pages of notes on everything that happened, and while we are just here on the cam screen, I want to go through what has happened in the clan before we kind of go into events. Obviously I've already turned for the moon, so we're not going to do a moon skip, but we're going to go through all the notices and stuff like we usually do. But first up, I want to go through my notes, my 3 pages of notes, and let you guys know what happened. So it was Moon 171 when we left off. On a Moon 173, the war with Shade Clan ended. On Moon 174, a war against Chirp Clan was declared. Plumraven retired from the position of deputy. Orchidshine sacrificed herself by taking on the role of a messenger delivering important information that could save her clan. She was killed while investigating enemy territory. And the sad thing about this is that Orchidshine and Caribou Streak were actually starting to be receptive to the mediation sessions, especially Orchidshine. It's as though after keeping her distance and testing Caribou Streak after a while, she finally decided that, she would make some effort from her side and she would give him a chance, and she was having more romantic leaps than he was. So things were going really good and I was really optimistic, but then because of the war, she sacrificed herself. She went as a messenger and she ended up getting killed by the opposing clan, which absolutely broke my heart and the heart of everyone in the clan. And then immediately following that, of course, Caribou Streak was exiled from the clan by the leader because Caribou Streak was an outsider brought in specifically for the purpose of breeding, and if Orchidshine was no longer there, there was no reason for him to stay. And unfortunately also by that point, he didn't have kits that could tie him to the clan and keep him in the clan. Now, aside from that, in terms of, the political rankings, Buttercup Dusk was promoted to deputy, Stone Speck was promoted to Medicine Cat, and Cloudfur entered politics as a mediator. So that was Moon 174, and then so basically a ton happened on a Moon 174, and then on Moon 175, even more continued to happen. So Moon 175, Godzillastar invited a she-cat named Glass into the clan to be mated to Magpie Heart. Glass used her cunning to become the new clan leader. Godzilla was demoted to deputy, Buttercup Dusk was demoted to Medicine Cat, Stone Speck was demoted to mediator, and Cloudfur was kicked out of politics. Then Glasstar took Magpie Heart as a mate to fulfill the reason she came into the clan. Glasstar changed the clan focus to hoarding resources, so no longer did she want to go ahead and continue sabotaging other clans. She wanted to be, a little bit different from Godzillastar, but again, she was a lightless cat, an outsider that basically used cunning. Kind of like Godzilla muscled his way into being clan leader, she somehow managed to knock down Godzilla from his peg and, take on the mantle. Okay, so on Moon 176, Godzilla retired from the position of deputy, Buttercup Dusk was promoted to deputy, Stone Speck was promoted to Medicine Cat, and Cloudfur re-entered politics as a mediator. Then on Moon 177, the war with Chirp Clan ended. Buttercup Dusk retired from the position of deputy, Stone Speck was promoted to deputy, Cloudfoe was promoted to medicine cat, Lupine Claw entered politics as a mediator. So we had basically a ton of cats retiring very close together in the time that we were away. On Moon 178, a war with Lynx Clan was declared, and then rumors reached our clan that the exiled Caribou streak died. So unfortunately, not too long after, Orcashine's death and him being exiled, he did pass away, and we did get that news back in the clan. On a Moon 179, Glasstar collapsed in the midst of camp, losing her remaining lives to old age. The leader had no lives left and traveled to Star Clan. So basically, Glasstar didn't stay around too long before she passed on, and when she was around, I think she and Magpie Heart were also very hesitant mates. Obviously, she took him on as a partner because that's why she was, brought into the clan, and it would have been maybe a strike against her, even though I feel like the cats were kind of glad that Godzillastar was forced to step down. I think they might have still had some apprehensions against a cat that wasn't clan-born becoming leader. So she obviously needed to provide them with a litter, but she was too old, and then she ended up passing away from that. But yeah, she was hesitant. She and I think Magpie Heart had an arrangement, but they weren't particularly inclined towards each other. From what I remember, their match was incompatible. So there was that, and then she died. So when that happened, Stone Star became the new leader of the clan. Cloudfoe was promoted to deputy, Lupine Claw was promoted to medicine cat, and Magpie Heart entered politics as a mediator. Then on Moon 180, Cloudfoe retired from the position of deputy while she was still an adult. And I think she is still, no, she is now a senior, but she was, I think, a senior adult at the time. Let's see. And then we had some more tragedy because Blissfur fell into a pit trap set by Lynx Clan warriors, and she died. So we did end up losing Blissfur. And then Lupine Claw was promoted to deputy, Magpie Heart was promoted to medicine cat, and Sunchill entered politics as a mediator under, after Cloudfoe retired. On Moon 182, the war with Lynx Clan ended. Then we start kind of skipping a few moons. On Moon 184, a war against Lion Clan was declared. Stone Star invited a she-cat named Neo into the clan to be mated to Magpie Heart. Neo used her compassion to become the new clan leader. So basically she, convinced the cats that they needed to pursue peace, and she was kind of the best cat with her wisdom and her disposition to help guide the clan towards peace. And so Stone Star willingly stepped down. And then Stone Speck was made into deputy, Lupine Claw was demoted to medicine cat, Magpie Heart was demoted to mediator, and Sunchill left politics because he was no longer needed there. And then Neostar, of course, took Magpie Heart as a mate. Neostar also changed the clan focus to helping other clans as part of her kind of grander vision to make allies again and basically take Luminous Clan out of, this age of war that they were having to live under Godzillastar. It is now Moon 187. Like I said, it has been 16 moons, but we finally got a pregnancy notice, and that is why we have returned. So let us dive into events to see what is going on over here. Obviously, we won't be rolling the dice because I've already done that and I've skipped the moon, but I just want to check to see how we're going with our hostilities. And you can see under Neostar, our new leader, we already have 2 allies. We are allied with Lion Clan and with Chirp Clan, and we have neutral relationships with Whimsy Clan, Lynx Clan, and Shade Clan. We don't have any hostilities for the first time since Godzillastar became leader. So that is absolutely wonderful. So let's now go through the major events that happened in this moon. The leaders of Lie Clan and Luminous Clan have come to terms about the war, deciding it would be best for all cats if it was formally settled here. So we have just ended the war between Lie Clan and Luminous Clan. During the gathering, Shade Clan's leader announces new warriors. Neostar leads Luminous Clan in cheering their names, so Shade Clan relations have improved. And then the notice, which is the whole reason we came back, is that Neostar announced that she is expecting kids. She's still full of energy and moving to the nursery would feel stifling, maybe next moon. And Neostar is of course the clan leader who has newly come in, and she is mated to Magpie Heart. So Magpie Heart has gotten a white calf. Godzilla fell into a sinkhole and was never seen again. So we have actually lost Godzilla as well. Godzilla was so important to Sunchill. How could the world be so cruel as to take him away from him? He can't be bothered to get up out of his nest the next day, refusing to speak a word to those around him. Daisy Quake can only spend a moment at Godzilla's vigil before he withdraws to silently curse the world that took Godzilla from him. He only retires to his nest when concerned clanmates usher him there. Tremors rack his body as he dwells on how Godzilla won't see another morning. Godzilla was so important to Tornfern, who was his favored daughter and child. How could the world be so cruel as to take him away from her? She spends time by herself, letting herself mourn Godzilla and the time they should have had together. No one can begrudge her the need to grieve. The past moon, Godzilla has taken their place in Star Clan. Luminous Clan mourns their loss, and their clanmates will miss the spot they took up in their lives. Moments of their life are shared in stories around the circle of mourners, as those that were closest to them take them to their final resting place. So we, yes, have come out of the reign of Godzilla, but also now Godzilla has died, so his influence in any way, shape, or form is actually no longer in the clan. And this is how small our clan has become after the recent deaths. I mean, we've had 3 cats die, I'm pretty sure if you think about it. Orchid Shine died, and then we lost, Caribou Streaker was exiled, and then Blissfur died, and now Godzilla has died. So our clan is very, very small right now. And if you're curious about who the new cat is, this is a Neostar, guys. She's a senior with cobalt eyes, a smoke pelt. Let's see, mated to Magpie Heart. She is compassionate, very clever, and a great healer. So she is exactly what the clan needs to move into an age of peace, away from all of the hostilities and warring that they were caught up in, this whole time. So there is that. And in terms of her descriptor, she is a pale smoke she-cat. And then Magpie Heart is a black tom, so I'm actually excited to see what their litter is going to look like. I feel like their litter is going to be very small, maybe a single kitten, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm not too stressed about that. I think it'll be okay, even if they have a litter of 1, as long as we have, a kitten. That would be great. Obviously, 2 or more is preferable. And I mean, Neostar, she is up there in age, 169, but Magpie Heart is 98. I mean, he's not too young, so again, he is a senior adult at this point, guys. So they're not that far in age. He's a senior adult, but I don't know if they would be able to have a large litter, considering they're both a bit older. But that's kind of what's going on here on this front. I wanted to go through the leader ceremony, but I'm wondering if we should do the leader ceremony maybe when we jump into the cat list later on. Let's check the medicine cat den. So yeah, Lupine Claw is obviously the medicine cat right now, and just to give you guys a visual, Neostar is the new leader, Stone Speck is now the deputy, Lupine Claw is the medicine cat, and Magpie Heart is our mediator. Stone Speck and Cloudfur have become seniors in the time that we were away, and Cloudfur has retired, as I did mention. So we actually have 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 retired cats who are not helping out with any of the patrolling or anything like that. Okay, medicine cat den. Magpie Heart has white cough, that's right. I hope it's gonna be okay. Sunchill was given Juniper as treatment for grief-stricken. Daisy Quake was given Juniper as treatment for grief-stricken. Lupine Claw could not find any herbs this moon. Let's check out relationships and see what's been happening. I haven't been reading any of the relationships though. Plum Raven decides to be the bigger cat and plans to make amends with Stone Speck. Right, so making amends. I wonder if that's Plum Raven trying to apologize for in the youth, I suppose 16 moons back, pursuing Buttercup Dusk. Or, I mean, they became maids quite a few moons before that, but I think Plumraven has never owned up to her desires for her daughter's mate, who she ended up taking on as a mate also. But, you know, I think now maybe she's choosing to apologize for that. Plumraven, Magpie Heart, and Buttercup Dusk had a nice talk while eating. Plumraven swears she sees Lupine Claw sneaking around the camp at night. Buttercup Dusk gets a little irritated seeing Firefreckle ignore a mess in camp. Buttercup Dusk and Lupine Claw keep making each other yawn. Stonespeck always takes food to Daisyquake. Stonespeck is irritated by Firefreckle's constant bragging. Cloudfur and Stonespeck talk about what they see in the clouds. A big bug keeps buzzing around Cloudfur and Sunchill. Lupine Claw and Cloudfur talk about what they see in the clouds. Lupine Claw caught Tornfern rolling her eyes after Lupine Claw asked for help. Magpie Heart is sparring with Daisyquake. Daisyquake brought Magpie Heart some dry bedding. Magpie Heart and Neostar snuck out of camp together. So I don't know if they're in love with one another yet, but they are compatible mates. I think they're the first set of mates we've had this season that had the squiggly lines, but they are compatible, because Neostar's compassionate nature very much complements the nervousness that Magpie Heart has. So it seems as though they're spending time together, and also Magpie Heart has been the mediator, so their relationship can't be mediated, but they're getting along enough that they have already, you know, conceived kids. Neostar is happy to run into Pepper today. Neostar and Tornfern are chatting about what they're doing today. Pepper and Buttercup Dusk fill a puddle in the camp with sand together. Pepper realizes how smart Sunchill is when it comes to certain things. The clan notices that Godzilla and Tornfern always sit far away from one another. Oh, that's not good. I wonder if Godzilla and Tornfern, they started getting more distanced, or they had a disagreement, you know, before Godzilla passed away. That would be so unfortunate. Godzilla is really surprised that Lupine Claw's life isn't as easy as he thought it was. Sunchill and Firefreckle share little secrets about themselves. Sunchill worries that Firefreckle will never feel the same way he does. Wait, what? Does Sunchill have a crush on Firefreckle? I don't actually know, but this is kind of what it seems like, doesn't it? That Sunchill is like, they're spending time together and he harbors feelings for Firefreckle, but he doesn't know if she'll feel the same way. Doesn't it sound like that? A big bug keeps buzzing around Daisyquake and Buttercup Dusk. Tornfern thinks Neostar is very polite. Firefreckle ignores Magpie Heart. And then Godzillastar passed away. And the sad thing, it seems, is that they might have had an argument before this point, because the last thing the clan saw of Godzilla and Tornfern was like them sitting far apart from one another. I kind of feel sad for Godzillastar and the way he ended, and then, you know, he went out of camp and fell into a sinkhole, but he brought so much like war and pain and death that I feel like the clan is, you know, better for not having him around almost. Feels tragic to say that, but that's what I feel like. But that's all we have for events, so let me cut the recording here and then we'll catch up in the cat list. Okay, it is time for us to resume with the cat list. First up, of course, we do have loyalties, and no cat is loyal to Neostar. Actually, I should put a star over here, but no cat is loyal to Neostar because she has very recently become leader. Not only that, I think even though the clan knows that Neostar, from what she's done and been like so far, that she wants to lead them, they know her intentions to lead them down a path of peace. At the end of the day, she's still a lightless cat, and the experience they've had with lightless cats has been very, you know, turbulent. So I think the cats are kind of hesitant to put their trust in Neostar just yet. But I think her getting pregnant is like a, you know, a step in the right direction. So we have that, and Stonespeck, of course, willingly stepped down from being leader because even though Stonespeck is ambitious, I think she kind of realized that Neostar seemed to be better equipped to give the clan the peace that they wanted and needed. So for that reason, she kind of let Neostar come in as the new clan leader. So I don't think the clan members hold it against Stonespec for this change, but they're still kind of hesitant to put their trust in Neostar. Whereas, this situation is very different to when Godzilla came over, and Godzilla basically got Plumraven to step down, or he bullied his way into becoming a leader, and Plumraven was supposed to be his sidekick in a way, or a way to appease the clan members. And I remember the entire clan were really mad at Plumraven for giving up that position, for being bullied out of it. They thought she was weak. But I think Stonespec's decision to step down, because she wasn't a leader for many moons before she stepped down either, I don't think they're holding it against her, because they can see the reason why she made that decision, and it was a decision for the betterment of the clan. Whereas Godzilla, he stayed in power for a long time, and he only brought everyone, if you think about it, really pain. So that's what we have going on with loyalties. Obviously, we don't have a mediation between Magpie Heart and Neostar, so let's just see what everyone's doing. Actually, before that, the main change that I saw actually in relationships, and I don't think, let's see, so Magpie Heart and Neostar, they both are not in love with one another, but they do, hold on a second, they're not in love with one another, as you can see here, but they do get along very well. Their personalities are compatible, as mates, so, they're fond of one another. They're not quite in love yet, but they're fond of one another and very willing in this partnership. And hopefully this kitten is going to bring them even closer together. Now, the other major change that I noticed was from Buttercup Dusk in relationships. Buttercup Dusk actually hates Firefreckle, and I was very fascinated by this. Why does he hate Firefreckle? And then I kind of checked to see what their last interactions were like. And we can see over here that Buttercup Dusk is getting irritated seeing Firefreckle ignore a mess in camp. And then before that, let's see, the last negative thing before that was that Buttercup Dusk is complaining that Firefreckle never does anything helpful. And Buttercup Dusk is a retired elder, a retired senior who is playful. Firefreckle is bold, and I feel like Buttercup Dusk obviously doesn't like doing a lot of these caretaking chores. He kind of wants to relax and play around even more now that he's an elder. Whereas Firefreckle, she is very hands-on when it comes to fighting and the war, and she's bold. She never flunks from training. She likes getting in there, being active and doing things, but she doesn't like doing a lot of the caretaking. And I think that annoys Buttercup Dusk, because when Firefreckle, as the youngest cat in the clan and the most energetic, when she's not picking up the slack to do all of these things, then Buttercup Dusk, as an elder, has to step in and help out. And he feels like that's unfair. He did, everything he had to do when he was younger. Now the youngsters should kind of take care of things. And if they're not, then what's the point of them being around? What's the point of the retired cats being retired when they still have to work? So I think that's why he's come to hate Firefreckle. But okay, let's take a look at what all the cats are doing. So Neostar woke up in a panic, and I think maybe she's a little bit freaked out because when she woke up, Magpie Heart got, I think was a white cough, and obviously finding out that she's pregnant, I think she's a little bit stressed about that. And she's compassionate, so she would be very caring towards her mates. I think she would be more worried for him than herself, to be honest. Stonespec encourages the older cats to share their skills and techniques with the younger generations. That is actually pretty amazing of Stonespec. And again, I think it goes towards her idea of wanting everyone to do very well together and thinking about the betterment of the clan. That's why she handed, the leadership over to Neostar, because she looked at Neostar and all the qualities she had, and she thought, you can guide us to peace, so I am willing to step down. And just like that, she wants the older cats to make sure that the youngsters, and we have very few youngsters at this point, the younger generation, if you think about it, Lupoint, Claw, and downwards, we only have 6 cats from the younger generation. 6 cats. So it's, not looking good. And I think that's why Stonespec is feeling even more an inclination to pass on everything we know so that we can enable the youngsters to survive, to live. Okay, Lupine Claw is wondering if there are clans other than the ones around her area. Maybe, like, far beyond our boundaries, and whether they go through the same wars and troubles that we do. Magpie Heart is feeling worried with all the high tension lately. Yeah, I think, he's probably worried about his mate being pregnant and whether or not he's going to be around to help Neostar or in good condition to help Neostar. Sunchill is playing with some fresh kill he just caught. Tornfern is thinking about her life choices. Now the thing about Tornfern as well, we can't see it here, but she actually had frostbite that she got from, she caught a chill while hunting in Leaffall, and that left her with a scar. So if we show her as healthy, you can kind of see she's got the scar on her tail from the frostbite that she had, which I thought was pretty cool. Daisy Quake is grooming away. Fire Freckles, so a kitty pet with no fur at all. Plum Raven is feeling restless today. Who else was feeling restless? Someone was feeling restless, no? Or was it just her? I guess it was just her. Buttercup Dusk is crushing leaves under his paws. Look at him. He's still helping out the Medicine Cat. Is it Lupine Claw right now? I think he's helping out Lupine Claw in the Medicine Cat den, because, he was a Medicine Cat for a very large portion of his life. So again, yeah, he's helping out, and he doesn't like it when Fire Freckle doesn't help out too. Pepper is with him, crushing leaves under his paws, so they're both helping out in the Medicine Cat den. Cloudfur is sharing wisdom with the young cats that is less than helpful, and I find this adorable because her sister Stone Speck wanted the older cats to share their wisdom, and Cloudfur was like, okay, I'll listen to you. And then she didn't really give anything helpful, but she tried to follow her sister's instructions. So that's kind of cute. Is that all we have going for the cat list? I think that is all we have going for the cat list. So let me cut the recording here and we'll continue with patrols. Oh wait guys, I forgot to do the leadership ceremony for Neostar, so I quickly want to dive in and read that for us. So without further ado, let us get straight into it. Neo leaves to speak with Star Clan. She closes her eyes and is immediately surrounded by her loved ones, friends, and clanmates who have passed on. Stars shine through their pelts and their eyes are warm as they greet the new leader. The cats of Star Clan were well aware of Neo's compassionate nature. Bubbling Gale prances forward and gives the new leader a life of far-sightedness, whispering to keep her heart pure and open to others. Burrowshine walks up to Neo, offering her a life for clear judgment. She smiles and states that the clan will do well under Neo's leadership. Rowanpelt steps forward to give Neo a life for determination. Neo grits her teeth as the life rushes into her. Shadow Swirl dips her head in greeting. Energy surges through Neo's pelt as she receives a life for confidence. She assures Neo that she is almost done. Blissfur dips her head in greeting. Energy surges through Neo's pelt as she receives a life for bravery. She assures Neo that she is almost done. Dark Pounce strides forward, an energy in her steps that wasn't present in her last moments. She gives a life for resilience. The cats of Star Clan were well aware of Neo's compassionate nature. Slumberroach prances forward and gives the new leader a life for endurance, whispering to keep her heart pure and open to others. Gracewipe strides forward, an energy in her steps that wasn't present in her last moments. She gives a life for empathy. Finally, Liastar steps forward. There is pride in his gaze as he stares into Neo's eyes. He gives a life for knowing when to fight and when to choose peace. Liastar hails Neo by her new name, Neostar, telling her that her old life is no more. She is granted guardianship of Luminous Clan and is told to use her new power wisely. The group of starry cats yowls Neostar's name in support. Neostar wakes up feeling a new strength within her body and knows that she is now ready to lead the clan. Okay, we are continuing with our patrols. As you can see, we barely have any cats that can go out and do anything. Lupine Claw, as the medicine cat, is going to go out first of all, of course. Lupine Claw notices that the moss in the medicine cat den is getting old. She needs to go and gather some more. Proceed. Lupine Claw quickly makes her way to the best moss patch she knows. She spends a bit of time slicing bits off with her claws, careful not to get any roots or dirt in the pile. Once she's satisfied, she takes a moment to wrap her jaws around the heap, then make her way back to camp. So moss was gathered, and then we have a patrol of 3. So currently we have 111.2 prey, we need 29. We did actually reach, I think there were 2 moons where we did not have enough prey for the next moon, and so for those moons, all I focused on in terms of patrols was hunting. Whereas you guys know I normally have random patrol types. And, you know, I also have talked about how in my own time, I have played clans in the exact same way that I play, you know, this clan. And because of the method that I used to play, usually by the 200 moon mark, my clan starts starving because we reach a point maybe where food and population starts like conflicting, you know, just like we had right now. Sometimes we end up having cats that are dying too close together, we don't get enough breeding done, or they're not kittens being born, so we don't have cats going out to hunt. We have less hunts, less prey, and the cat starts starving. So what I decided for Luminous Clan was that whenever I get a notice in the events that says you don't have enough prey for the next moon, I'm going to focus all of the non-herb patrols just on finding food, so that we can fight that starvation. And then as soon as, you know, we have enough food, I go back to doing the random patrols like I normally do. But let's send out Fire Freckle, Stone Speck, and Neostar. Stone Speck spies a fat rabbit on the other side of the Lai Clan border, a tempting opportunity to be sure, but it may not be wise to hunt on the allies' territory. We're going to proceed. Stone Speck leaps for the rabbit and promptly trips over a rock. The rabbit hops away as Stone Speck sheepishly picks herself up. It's probably for the better that she wasn't able to catch the rabbit. Trespassing could easily have damaged relations with Lai Clan. As that medium amount of prey is brought to camp, at least we found something. So now we have 132.8. And that is all we have today, guys, for the episode. A ton did happen. We had a lot to catch up on, but I'm excited for where this clan is headed, guys. But okay, with that said and done, I'm gonna leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.